until this afternoon has been flying. It is Kevin Pesur, the Estonian driver, 24 years old. He is the Baltic Drift Champion in 2022. Three times. 870 horsepower underneath the bonnet of this BMW F22 M2. And here he goes, screaming through the gears down. Tentative initiation, no straight line handbrake. That will dock him some points, but he now works his way into that outside line, that wide line that the judges are looking for. Look at the commitment into outside zone 4, full throttle as he now works the back end as wide as he can, flicks it across the circuit, up into the wall, nice and early, big commitment as Pesur the back wheel all the way along that white line, deep into 7 and across the line.
I like that one. A lot of commitment. You know, the initiation is
90-point runs. We were like, this is going to be an incredible qualifying session, but weather came in and said, hold on to your horses, because who knows. Here we go, Kevin Pesur up next, the Estonian driver, looking to make his mark. He goes way wide though, up onto them rumble strips, catches understeer, holds onto it though, unbelievably, and now makes his way into outside zone 4. He is currently 19 for the moment, 76 on the board. And we were wowed by him in practice and our first qualifying run. And now Kevin Pesur into the outside zone 6 as he drops wheels over the end of the circuit. You can just see how difficult it is out there as he gets himself across the line. I'm going to say that's not an improvement, but nevertheless, I could drive the car harder than I could before. I'm coming for that win, but Kevin Pesur looked absolutely dialed in practice all weekend and in qualifying. Nice initiation though from Heinen, and Pesur got caught up sleeping there. He didn't know where he was going. Now his wheels over the edge of the circuit. Laurie Heinen on an absolute flyer into outside zone 4. Kevin Pesur cutting the circuit way down on outside zone 4. The transition back from Laurie Heinen was disgusting as he fires it into the wall. Laurie Heinen absolutely on form this year and back in flying form.
Here, and for Kevin, he's got to hope that his lead run puts off Laurie here at some point.
He certainly has. So now they fly down through the gears. Laurie Heinen already looks for the back bumper of that BMW as they fire in outside zone 1 and 2 collective. Now they look for 3. Heinen shallows up. He knows he needs that proximity. He knows Kevin Pesur's car's fast, but Kevin Pesur goes way on it. Way too deep, over-rotates in outside zone 4, and Laurie Heinen, another driver that says, I will take that any day of the week.
I think Kevin Pesur is drift champion, 870 horsepower. He's in this M2, and Kevin looking for a big run here. He's going for a big old weight transfer into that first corner. Does a good job of it, little handbrake drag just to settle, and now he's on it. Can he get to that inner zone? No problems for Kevin here as he goes straight into zone, but he's not got enough pace to get out to the next zone. Now he's kind of in no man's land. He's getting early here. He's got to drag that handbrake to make it work and get to that inner zone, but he's tidied it up. He's on the technical part of the circuit here as he transitions. Big angle from this BMW M2 as he throws into the last corner, gets on it pretty late, 2 wheels off the track maybe though, and the judges are going to have a good look at that.
Estonian driver, M2 BMW M50 turbo, I think about 870 horsepower, sorry, not 7, 870 horsepower. Look, wheels dropped last time, that was a big thing. This is where we really started to pick up these wheel drops. That was where they all came into play. A lot of these guys getting it wrong now. They're a lot nicer of a line this time. Kevin Pesur doesn't want to make that mistake. That's a nice line, but a big handbrake drag. Once again, down into the outside zone, looks for the transition. Gets it to work now as he slows the car on angle, gets back on throttle for the transition, makes it work, jumps into the final outside zone, little left foot brake, up into the wall he goes, a lot nicer. Kevin Pesur was looking strong in practice now. What has he got as he faces down on Mikkel Reichardt? Nice initiation from Reichardt. We know that car's fast, 1,000 horsepower underneath the bonnet, but that means nothing if you can't stick to that qualifying line. Kevin Pesur doing a good job so far by staying in close contact. A little bit of separation opens up as they head down the hill into that second inside zone. Nice transition. Now Kevin Pesur starts to feel a little bit of confidence as he goes up the inside, looks for a little sneaky dive, almost bumper to bumper there as they get to that final outside zone. Kevin Pesur squeezes the throttle, looks for the door, and across the line they go.
Yeah, interesting. It looked to me like Reichardt missing a couple of zones.
It certainly is driver right now, but Mikkel Reichardt has that experience, has that knowledge from Drift Masters, many years behind the wheel. Can he do it? Oh, and he shuts the car down before he even gets to initiation. Car fails to pull a gear or pull any power.
Something went very wrong there for Michael Reichardt. And you know what the funny thing is? You know, Kevin Pesur is not going to know any of this at the moment. He's just going to try and put on as good a lead run as he can. He's probably thinking, I can't hear Michael Reichardt. I must be going very fast. But it's the thing now. This track seems to be harder on cars than most tracks that we travel to. It's almost the case of, with the level of grip, speed, and everything dialed in. And also remember, it's a long circuit. It's 40+ seconds. In the lead position like this, you can see that Victor taking a jump off
off the line there, but he's almost cost him a little bit of mistiming, and he's going to lose ground here on this first corner. Tried to be clever and go a little quick, and it didn't work out for him. Now he's caught in the smoke cloud of Kevin Pesur. Pesur is absolutely on a flyer here in that BMW M2. Transitioning back now, you see Victor going a little too wide here. He's going to struggle with the edge of the track. He's on big angle and he's losing position all the time. He's now having to cut the course. Kevin Pesur on a really nice lead run here. Look at this again, big angle again from Victor. Doesn't need to do it. A big angle in the chase means you're going to be slower and you're going to be cutting the corners. A couple of errors creeping in there as Kevin Pesur chase run again. Much cleverer off the line here from Kevin Pesur as he does match the angle or match the pace off the start line. Look at this, right on the back bumper. Vetmark with that big angle. Vetmark does have a beautiful car, I will say, but he might have a couple of scrapes on it by the end of this run as Kevin Pesur now starts to turn the screw and get a little bit closer. It's not really a little wobble from both drivers as they come down. Both of them not perfect on that inner zone, but the lead run may be affecting the chase run. Drop of a wheel from Vetmark there as a transition. Kevin Pesur backing off a little bit here. A little unpredictable in front from the lead. He just doesn't want to make any major errors. No massive amounts of proximity from either of these drivers. But look to me like Kevin Pesur just backing away, letting Victor Professional looking so focused right now. But Kevin Pesur, we haven't been in this position before. Pishkansky has. Let's see if experience weighs out.
Well, it should do, but will it though? The young gun fires through the smoke and he makes contact with Pishkansky and turns him around and parks his car on the grass.
Yeah, that looked to me like it was just a little too much aggression from Kevin Pesur. Maybe he just wanted to say hello to that cameraman that was out there. Looked pretty lonely out there. He said, I'm like, oh, that meme, just a little hand rub. Oh yeah, there's going to be some orders on Monday. Here we go. Next up on the line, we've got Kevin Pesur from Estonia, 870 horsepower, throwing a big old flick into that first corner. He's got wide early. Can he hold it? He can hold it. That is absolutely sensational from Kevin Pesur through that first corner. Phenomenal on the inside zone. This is the best we've seen so far as he goes wide to the edge of the track. Oh, there's a bumper coming off for some reason. He's jumped over, but it hasn't affected his run. Kevin Pesur, like a man possessed. Can he get to that outer zone? You bet your bottom dollar he can. Unbelievable stuff from Kevin Pesur out of nowhere. All he can do now is try and top qualifying in the wet. He's in 5th at the moment, and he is flying.
Yeah, I don't think, if it was me, I'd risk it, but he's going to just try and get that seat time with the wet. I don't think he's going to do anything too wild here. I think he's just going to feel out what the conditions are and just try and put a nice lap in and not risk the car, but he does try and risk the car as he puts the back end to the wall. He's out of outside zone 2 now as Kevin Pesur, the Estonian driver, looks to transition through the circuit. It's not going to be a clean run. This is definitely not going to be an improvement. We know that already as he looks through and he's just trying to get that seat time, Dave, just trying to get some knowledge of what this circuit is like in the wet. Now, can he make this line work for this outside zone, or is he going to pull foul to it and tag it? He stays well away from it. Crosses the line.
He's watched enough guys smash the wall there to go, man, I don't think it's going to... He knew he wasn't going to improve. I think by that stage of the run, he's like, it's not my best run.
Yeah. He certainly is up against it, and he's going against another heavy hitter. Contender in top 32 straight away. Now, off the line they go. It will be Halovnia to chase down the Estonian champion as he fires through, and Kevin Pesur is on rails this weekend. 2 BMWs head-to-head on the circuit. Look at Kevin Pesur's lead line right to the wall, but Halovnia tucks up on the inside, waits for the transition. Beautiful lead line from Kevin Pesur at the moment as he opens the door for Alex Halovnia to get up close and personal, but the opportunity not taken as Halovnia waits for the transition and he's letting go as he dials him in on the wall. And he's up. And Kevin Pesur already starts creeping off that start line. He knows Halovnia's fast. Can he match the pace as they fire through? And look at this, Pesur, very technical, goes for that straight line dive onto the door. He allows Halovnia to set himself up in that inside zone, but now Pesur dives on the door, but he shortcut the circuit on that first outside and second outside zone. Now he looks for him. Down they come to outside zone 5, and Halovnia is on an absolute flyer right now. No answer from Pesur. Pesur needs to make a move, and he does get the job done. And
all over Kevin Pesur on this first corner. I think this is a highlight reel of battle. Get your phones out. The snapshot this one. This is what it's all about. Look at this.
Oh wow, he's going to have to be all over him, and he will be all over him. Look at this, Kevin Pesur, nice and early to outside zone 2. That line is impeccable, but he did wobble. He did make a hit there with the wall, and that didn't really upset Korpolinski there. As Pavel Korpolinski now looks for the door of the other BMW. They fight down inside, outside zone 5. Looks for the transition back on the bumper. Disposed of already, but they're shallow on the bank.
Go off the start line again. Now Pesur has to tidy it up, has to go close. He needs to get back into this one.
He certainly does, and he's going to need to fight for the door. But look at this, Korpolinski's going to want to try and get away. Look, quick initiation, no messing around. But Korpolinski gets himself into a shallow angle from Pesur. He doesn't want to make contact with the wall, but he does want to make contact with the door. Korpolinski's 200 SX. They fire through outside zone 4. Now Pesur starts to get himself off that line, starts to shortcut the circuit, trying to gain proximity with Karpolinski. Karpolinski on an absolute flyer as he gets it. They've been very, very good, and now it's time to find out who is the better off the both of them. They're through the gears, and look at this as Eric Gottschall looks over at Kevin Pesur as he fires in. It was a late transition and a very early initiation from Eric Gottschall, as Gottschall now looks for the side of that BMW. They look through down the centre of the circuit. Kevin Pesur now gets himself into that groove. They fire down into outside zone 5, and look at Eric Gottschall as he goes for the dive, but gives him the room to manoeuvre. Now plants that BMW 1 Series on the side of the 2 Series.
Wow.
We've got Kevin Pesur. Helmet, visor goes down, business time, and we're ready to go. And Gottschall will be in the lead. It will be Pesur in the chase. Pesur timing it right this time. Gottschall with that beautiful entry. Look at that on the left foot brake, absolutely perfect to the wall from Eric Gottschall, and Kevin Pesur allowed into the game here. Has a little bit of separation there as Gottschall does drop a wheel on the inside of the chicane. Gottschall now with a lot more pace in the car, and he's absolutely flying here. Kevin Pesur desperately trying to catch up, and he's trying to get up onto the door, which he manages to do across the finish line. But Gottschall is seen and so on. And he just absolutely went for it in Finland and showed how good he can be. Kevin Pesur looking to continue that. He's an ex-Baltic champion.
Yeah, and he sits just outside that top 10, Dave, so a good performance here. Could see him jump right into contention for the championship this year. So what can he do as Kevin Pesur now looks to chase that top qualifying run? Can he find himself creeping into 90s? Well, so far so good. Not the most perfect of transitions through the final section, but he makes it work, and he looks to fill that outer zone, Dave. And you know what? A really strong run there. I think that could be right up there.
That's great. That's a great run from Kevin Pesur, and I love the fact that he's building on that confidence from Finland. He's starting to feel it a little bit. Anything can happen.
Dave, you've taken the words right out of my mouth. Third place qualifier, Kevin Pesur. If this was dry conditions, you'd say we haven't seen Nakamura perform this weekend so far, but could he come alive here in the wet conditions here in Riga? I think we are about to find out, as Kevin Pesur looks equally comfortable now on the wet or dry circuit. Nice line through the first section, but look at Nakamura, so aggressive now in the chase position, door to door as they come in front of the grandstands. What can Kevin Pesur do? Kevin Pesur over-rotates, and Nakamura sails into the distance.
Oh, you have to just sometimes in this sport go, it's so harsh. Kevin Pesur, perfect in practice, perfect in qualifying, spins in wet conditions in the top 32. And Nakamura, not perfect in practice, not perfect in qualifying, but shows his experience in the rain as he wisely doesn't go on big angle in the chase position. And Kevin Pesur makes his own error on his own as far as I...
His first time going out on that circuit as well in wet conditions this weekend. But can Kevin Pesur, let's not write him off too soon as they leave the line for the second half of this one. Only a few more battles in the top 32 to go. But here comes Nakamura, setting that car up nice and early. You can see those early dabs of the handbrake. Will that upset the line and upset Kevin Pesur in the chase position? Well, no problems from either driver so far as Nakamura keeps the car on quite a shallow line, but a safe line.
It's the clever line, Eddie. It's the clever line around here that Nakamura's on now. He's not overcommitting to anything. He's watched every driver on the grid make an absolute hash of that outside zone, and he said, I'm just not going near it. I'm just going to keep going. And with an advantage from the first run, it's the clever way. He's not even trying to be perfect on the line. He knows that it's spins and wheels off that's winning and losing battles right now. And cleverly, he decides to just stay away from
Seventh in the championship. I can kind of claw back some points this weekend. We need to make it work. He comes off the line. M50 Turbo, BMW 2 Series. Wow, 90 degrees to the wall. Initiation, touches the wall again. Kevin Pesur, another man that has come this weekend not to mess around. And this is beautiful so far from Kevin Pesur as he gets that car right where it needs to be. Looks for the transition, perfectly timed. Almost run the whole bumper along the wall there. As he looks for that final outside zone, job done. Tell me where the 4 points are.
He'll relish this, Ian. He will relish this opportunity. He's nothing to lose. Nothing. Here we go. Come on, Kevin.
The Estonian off the line. Oh, wow, that's a perfect line down there. He's on the wall, he's rubbing the wall, he's on the throttle nice and early. Can he get to? Oh, I don't know, he's a little shy, Dave. He didn't trade paint, but he did with outside zone 3. Transitions to outside zone 4. But he's very shallow and he wanders away from outside zone 4. He has to correct and now starts bleeding points as he tags outside zone 5. He's on an absolute flyer. Is Kevin Pesur right now across the line.
Car like it was a €2,000 beater. He is going for this one. Off the line they go. Kevin Pesur in the lead. Max Miller dropping back a little bit. Got to start making the move. Does now. Max Miller a big angle in the chase as he now Kevin Pesur pulls that BMW up against the wall. Losing a little ground here is Max Miller's got to make a move down to zone 4. Does make that move, gets up on the door, and here we go. Now we get the proximity we wanted from both of these guys as they transition back. Max Miller transitioning early. It's going to leave him on the inside of the track as Kevin Pesur goes right to the edge. Max Miller just missed timing that transition, but staying very much in the fight. Pesur to predict what he's going to do.
It certainly isn't. Well, Max Miller now off the line, smoke the tyres already. Big clutch kick initiation from Max Miller, and you can see Pesur almost tagging the back bumper, both shallow on that first outside zone. He sets himself up lovely onto the wall now as Kevin Pesur goes for the door, looks for the transition, times it perfectly, but he's losing some ground. He can't seem to get up close and onto the door where we expect them to be, and he mistimes the transition, breaks way too early now. Max Miller opens up a little pocket and starts to drive away from the Estonian. Creep in on Kevin Pesur, the guy goes green, Pesur through the gears and up and away he goes. But look at this from Zalewski, he knows he needs to be on the inside and down. Big initiation from Kevin Pesur and a very straight line approach, shadow angle from Zalewski, but he's on the rear wheel, he knows where he needs to be. Now a little separation opens up as Kevin Pesur applies the pressure, applies the throttle, puts the back end of the BMW to the wall. Zalewski now finds the side of that BMW, but he's shallow once again and he can't hang with Pesur. Pesur's got the grip across the line. BMW 2 Series. Well, have a look at the so there we go, we're off the line anyway. Second half of the run, Zalewski to lead him out. Look at Pesur already on the back wheel, forcing Zalewski to go wide, pushing him to the outside zone. Now Pesur makes a little error on that initiation down, but he starts to work himself back in. He's turning the screw. Zalewski into the wall, up into the outside zone, and Kevin Pesur on the front wheel, matching the angle, matching the proximity. And look at this as Kevin Pesur almost makes contact, goes for it once again, dials on the angle, gets him across the line.
Well, that's what Kevin Pesur needed to do.
Against a man from Estonia that's been on form all season. Kevin Pesur has been hunting a podium all year. Could this be the night for it? Under the lights here in Germany. Go! Both of these drivers wheel to wheel. Kavir goes to the wall. Kevin Pesur onto the door. Looks for the side of it now. Brave transition from Kevin Pesur. They're pushing harder than they did before. Now Pesur into the fold, into the crease he goes. Looks for that transition back and times it perfectly as Kavir puts the back end to the wall. Pesur jumps on the door. Across the line, Kevin Pesur dominating.
It's getting heated now. It's getting heated on track.
Seems like anyway. Where we go, they're on the line.
Second half of the battle. It is going to be Kevin Pesur in the lead. It is going to be Kavir in the chase. Kavir fires in now up onto the door. He's got to be confident here. Kavir goes up onto the door. Pesur, though, on that perfect lead run as Kavir has to make the dive. He's not made it as close as Pesur. He's got to make the move now. Pesur absolutely smashing the rear end of that BMW off the wall. And Pesur's up and gone. Kavir doesn't have an answer as they come through the last corner. Kevin Pesur from Estonia has done it, in my opinion.
Wow. Game. The lights go green, Dave. It's time for action.
Here we go. Top 4 is away. And look at Pesur. He's right there with Vjainsek on the way in. Vjainsek, big angle in. Nice from Vjainsek. Pesur, though, pushing him around that first corner. Now the fight's on as Pesur fires the transition in. That is what we came here to see. Pesur is possessed right now. He's getting a little caught on the inside and he gets himself a little bit out of shape. But what a phenomenal chase run as Vjainsek fills every outer zone. This is the final 4 we wanted to see. Take the radios off. Throw the radios down. This is man versus man on the walls here in Ferropolis.
It certainly is. And look at this. Vinsek's going for it straight away. Door to door, already down. Strains the initiation. Vinsek tucks up on the door. Already he's into the crease. But look at the line from Kevin Pesur as he's absolutely nailing that qualifying line. But look at Vinsek. This doesn't even make sense how close he is right now. They transition back once again. It's dangerous from Vinsek. They go wide onto those outside line. But look at Vinsek. He's wheel to wheel across the line.
Unbelievable.
And he knows that Pesur will want that first step on the podium, but Heinonen needs it more than anyone right now. They're through the gears down. Big initiation from both guys. Pesur looks for the side. And Heinenen's S13 as they fire through the first 3 outside zones. Contact onto the front wheel as they now transition into that long outer zone. And you can see Pesur still hunting down the side of Lauri Heinenen's S13. He goes to the wall. He gets there clinically. But Pesur is with him. He's on the side. He's on the door. He's all over him.
Pesur is in the lead. It's Estonia versus Finland. And Pesur is ready to party. Heinenen's coming for the wing. Flies off Pesur's car.
Yeah, look at this. Pesur absolutely hunting down the outside line. He goes for the wall, but Lauri Heinenen's with him. He won't make that mistake that he made before. Now he dives across the track into that long outside zone. They go wheel to wheel. Heinenen tucks up right up onto the front wheel with Kevin Pesur's BMW as they transition down into the last outside zones. A little separation. Heinenen squeezes the throttle and applies the pressure.
Oh, that's very good from Lauri Heinonen. Very, very good. Like, he stayed with him the whole track.
got a big fan base now that's started to follow him around. He's making moves, he's making his name known. He did a good job in Germany. Can he do a good job in Poland? He's going to go for it, that's for sure. As Kevin Pesur, back bumper of the F22 BMW to the wall, fires through, looks for that inner zone. Very nice line as he comes down now into outside zone 4. Look at this, a very technical driving from the Estonian driver as he looks through the centre of the circuit, fires it through, big speed, big handbrake drag though, but he gets that car dialed absolutely perfect to the wall in outside zone 5 as Kevin Pesur puts his hands in the air and says, that is how you do it, and I'm going to keep doing it like that.
Kevin Pesur is going to go out here and smash this one. I think he did a safe first run. I think you need to watch this one. Kevin Pesur takes off the line. The Estonian driver fires into that first corner. Pesur right to the wall he goes in this 2 series. Inner zone collected, next inner zone collected, transitions back. Very fast from Kevin Pesur as he comes through the course. Not quite out all the way out to the walls, but doing a pretty good job all the same. Gets there late on outer zone 3. Right on the touch he goes. It's a beautiful run so far from Kevin Pesur, but very wild across the track, and he made it work somehow on big angle. Very smooth, very fluid. The Estonian Kevin Pesur, business as usual. This is a guy I would not want to be going up against tomorrow.
How did he make outside
If he
zone
loses
5?
this, he's out of the championship. That's what's on the line.
Well, it is on the line. It's all on the line, and they're off the line. They're through the gears. Down they come. Kevin Pesur jumps onto the back bumper. He initiates before and takes the back bumper off. And Vincek's S15. Pesur wants this. He's hungry. They transition. Pesur is with him every inch of the circuit now as he makes a big dive onto the door. Goes Kevin Pesur as Vincek sticks it to the wall. He can't hold on as he loses it through the centre of the circuit. But now Pesur is going to go for a big dive on outside zone 5. And Peter Vincek makes things look easy, but Pesur is on the door.
This is just no windows on Pesur's car. The smoke goes right in the cabin. Just saying it. Here we go. Second half of the battle. Oh, what's happened? Pesur's shut down. False start? No. Not sure what happened there. Looking like Pesur may have missed a gear. Something went strange. That's going to be a massive deduction for Pesurian.
Yeah, huge deduction from Pesur. They're going to get back into it though, and Pesur's going to try and do everything he can. Oh, he's tagged the wall, and he's tagged Vincek, and now Vincek's taken on some damage. The back end of Pesur's car falling apart, and that car is wounded,
Yeah,
Dave.
something went wrong on the initiation. There's definitely a mechanical issue with that car.